Hey, what's going on out there, fishing fam? Ray Sharifi here with the Dirty Hookers, and right now I'm going to walk you through everything that's in my tackle bag that my pops and I are both bringing to Cedros Island with us. You guys may have seen the last Cedros videos. I just got done posting those up, and those were actually from last year. So for those of you that think that I literally got back to land and I'm going back out, that's not the case. It just took me a whole year to finally catch up on all that footage from last year. We just got done packing up. We're getting ready to go to Cedros Island, and I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of everything that we're taking in this tackle bag. This year, the boat that I'm with specifically, we're mostly focused on strictly Yellowtail. So if they shut off, instead of looking for calicos this year, we're gonna be looking for trophy halibut, possible black sea bass. We'll see what's in store for us. But I'm not taking too much calico stuff this year. I really want to check off like a nice halibut off the list. That would be really cool. Before I go through this, I just want to give a couple big thank yous to a couple companies that's been helping me out. First off, big thank you to my boy Daniel over at Redemption Swimbaits. He's been keeping me bit, keeping me stocked up with swim baits for the last 3 or 4 years, as long as I've known him. Another company I want to give a big thank you to, Phoenix Rods, been taking care of me for the last 2 seasons. You'll be seeing a lot of the 10-foot axis rod in this series, I guarantee it. It's one of my favorite jig sticks at the moment, and I'll be using that pretty heavily throughout this entire series. And lastly, a big thank you to Ops and Fluorocarbon, keeping me strung up, keeping me bit for the last 2 seasons. If you guys haven't seen the announcement video to welcome to the team, I'll leave that link right here for you to click on. Opson's been helping me out a lot, and if you guys want to help out the channel, please click on the link in the description below. Use code DIRTYHOOKER15 for 15% off of your total purchase at checkout. They've been keeping me stocked up for the last 2 seasons, caught all my fish on that except for surface iron fishing. For surface iron fishing, I really do like having a lot of mono, so I don't really use fluoro and surface iron fishing, but literally anything else I use fluorocarbon. All right, to start things off, let's just get through the bass stuff, because like I said, there's not a whole lot. This is pretty much all the soft plastics I'm taking. If we do a full day calico fishing, I'm pretty sure I can get away with this. Redemption swim baits do hold up pretty well, so this is pretty much all I'll need. Really tough, durable swim baits. As you can see, this one's already bit, and it's still perfectly fishable, no problem. I'm not gonna walk you through all of them because they're all around the same size, 5 to 6 inch swim baits, some 7 and 8. And right here, I got almost everything I'll need for halibut. This is the soft plastic stuff. I got some hard plastics for halibut too, SP minnows and Cold Sniper jerk baits. If we get close enough to the surf, this will be good to cast. Personally, I'll be sticking to either underspin with either a white grub or a white swim bait, or a drop shot with a white grub. Not a whole lot of plastics. This is literally everything I got in here for bass. A couple Cold Sniper jerk baits, 1 juke. This thing's pretty sweet. It's got a lot of action. Gives off a lot of noise. Good twitch pause with this, gets bit really well. Some more weedless soft plastics in the 2nd row, and then on the 3rd row, I got a couple of swim baits I made. Honestly, I'm a little afraid to cast this one out of Yellowtail, just because it is my first swim bait I ever made. But what I'm really excited for, I really reinforced this one as much as I could. I made a 3-piece mackerel. Really excited to throw that one out. Tested it out without the paint the other day. Really good lifelike swimming action on it. I'll play a clip for you as I'm talking about this. This is my first ever paint job with a airbrush, so I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I'll be really happy with the calico on this, but my goal for the entire trip is going to be to get a yellowtail on this. That's gonna be my goal for the whole trip. Before we get into those surface irons, I'll walk you through the line that I'm taking. Like I said, bringing Ops and Fluorocarbon, and the lightest line that I'm gonna be bringing on this trip is 40 pound. And the reason behind that is because anywhere on the island you have a shot at hooking a true home guard 40+ pounder. 30, even a 30 pounder is going to get you in the rocks no problem, but you have a shot at hooking a home guard yellowtail at any moment, any part of the island. So 40 pound is going to be the lightest line that I fish the whole trip. 50 pound is going to be mainly what I fish on everything. Short leaders with bass stuff, and surface iron fishing is going to be 50 pound. So got a lot of 50 pound, got 2 spools of 50 pound. And lastly, some 80 pound, just in case. You never know. If we want to do some black sea bass fishing, even some bigger white sea bass fishing, 80 pound might be handy. And lastly, some mono. Like I said, lightest I'm going is 40 pound. Still got a lot of it, just in case. You never know. 3 spools completely filled, as you can see, with 50 pound monofilament. This is Iser XXX. Both of these are Iser XXX. Personally, my go-to line. I've really grown to like that over the years. I have played with quite a few different types of monofilament, but I feel like this one casts best for me. So that's personally what I stick with. And lastly, a lot of surface irons. Got this entire jig tote bag filled to the brim with surface irons, yo-yo jigs, and some flat falls. Anything from Taddy 45s to Starman 112s to super bit up steel baits. Hopefully I can get the rest of the paint off of that this trip, we'll see. I'll try my best to make that happen. And to a newer one that I'm going to be trying out is the Murder Weapon Viper. I've used it for Barracuda already, swims pretty good, but this is going to be my first time throwing it at Yellowtail, so pretty excited to try that out. And you can never forget to have at least a couple Salas 7Xs in the box, at least one. If the weather gets really snotty, you can cast this thing through the wind, no problem. Swims through the chop, swims through the swell really well, so always have to make sure to have a Salas 7X. And for yo-yos, Taddy 4.0 never fails. Got a Kicker 25 heavy and steel baits, brass yo-yo, and some smaller stuff just in case they're feeding on some smaller baits, red crabs, smaller sardines, whatever. Got the Salas 6X Junior. About 6 or 7 yo-yo jigs, and then the rest of this is all surface irons. And then lastly, the easy to grab surface irons. I believe this side is my side. It is. These are all my surface irons that I've grown the most trust in over the years. The one that's been doing it the best for me over the last couple years is this JRI Stinger. Pretty bit, really good action. It could be a good finesse jig and also a really good reaction jig. So I've really grown to like that over the last 2 years. Steel baits mint mackerel, really love that color, love the steel baits, so got that one in the easy to grab. This is one that I personally haven't fished yet before. I'm actually kind of sad to say it. Never casted a Taddy 14A, but I'm really excited to fish that one this trip. Taddy actually was nice enough to send me a couple of pre-rigged jigs with some assist hooks. We do catch a lot of yellowtail at Cedros Island, so there is a lot of catch and release. I'm gonna be testing these out and see if the assist hooks do a little less damage and make it better for catch and release fishing. And then lastly, I got 2 of these in the easy to grab because these have been my all-time favorite since I ever started surface iron fishing. All mint Taddy 45s. As you guys can see, in a reoccurring pattern in almost everything that I've pulled out so far today has been mint. I love mint. It's definitely my confidence color. You always want to be fishing something that you have full confidence in. Mint always gives me a good boost of confidence. Taddy 45s have been my favorite jigs since I started fishing surface irons. So I got 2 of those, easy to grab in my easy compartment, just in case. Lastly, my dad's easy side to grab. Right here, he's got a mint bird Salas 7X. As you can tell, that one has been producing a lot of fish for him over the years. Holographic Starman 112. And lastly, as you can see, his confidence is holographic. So you just have the holographic mint Starman 112. Now you got the holographic sardine Kicker 25. Tried it for the first time in Cedros last year. Got quite a few yellowtail on it, so hopefully it produces just as well this year. I think that's gonna go ahead and do it. Super excited to get back out there. From what I've been seeing on Instagram over the last couple weeks, it looks like the fishing is already better than it was last year, and last year's fishing was pretty phenomenal. Fishing with a captain that I always wanted to. This is my 3rd time around. I'm finally fishing with him, fishing with Reggie, my pops, and we'll probably have some on and off people coming on board the boat as well, but we're gonna be die-hard surface iron fishing the entire trip. Right boat, right captain, right group of guys. Hopefully all is in my favor and this ends up being a pretty epic trip. So that's gonna go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and hop right into this teaser and get you guys excited for what's to come in this future series.